Hello everyone, my name is AP the Weird One, and welcome back to episode 3 of Full Metal Panic, Lingerie Panic. This is a bit of a setup episode for episode 4. We got some events that are going to basically pave the way for episode 4. It's mostly a relaxing episode, although there's some bit of funny hijinks in stew, and we got a more serious moment. So, to begin this episode, it's different parts. Mithro has learned that the Soviet Union is procuring drugs for the Whispered Project, and they've got a location to where it's at, and they need Tessa and her team to take it out. So, they're both Marmaduke and her man Callan. They tell her that the best means to take care of it is to use a cruise missile, a type of missile that it's kind of low to the ground, takes a while, but it's really hard to detect, and it's very precise. So that is the method they suggest. Tessa's like, okay, let's do this. They tell her once the plan is initiated, like it's going to take about 3 hours, so why don't you take a nap? But Tessa's like, no, I might have nightmares, and I gotta see this through. It's very concerning. But so it's like, okay, we understand. And of course, Tessa is a very good commander. It's very responsible of her. Even if it's gonna take 3 hours, you want to let it You wanted to let it go through. I was also worried. I'm like, yeah, I think that's the appropriate answer to do. Amongst the discussions, though, is a couple of things. They mentioned the Arbalest, which is we'll get into later. But we also learn of the trip going to Okinawa, a trip that Chidori's high school is going to. It's an island off the coast of Japan. It's a very beautiful, like kind of summery area. Fun times to be had. They're kind of confused why they're going there, but whatever. It sounds like very nice. They make sure, all right, you got to go to this. Go to this. Following that scene, we cut back to the high school. Remember how Sosuke is in charge of trash? Well, it's time for him to learn how to do the trash, and he gets very confused. It's not a normal trash system like here in America. You've got your recycling, and you just got your normal trash. This is Japanese trash, and can be a little bit confusing, though. There is burnable material and unburnable material. You got to protect the environment. Although there's also a third category, which is batteries, which I've also learned. You put them well, there's batteries and then also electronics. You take them to certain places to get them disposed of. And, Sosuke is definitely the man of the job, but, him not being familiar with trash, he needs Chidori to instruct him how to do it. And the class is very impressed. I'm like, okay. Although this event caused him to feel very ill. So, the following day, he lets up and lets Kurt and Mao watch over Chidori because she's going with her friend Hayoko to get a swimsuit. Now, Kurt is the lead man. He's the follow-through. He approaches the ladies, acts like a goofy, stupid American, tells him he's lost, and asks these pretty ladies, will he escort him around? They happily oblige, of course. Mal kind of gets upset that he's flirting with them, but hey, he's a 19-year-old, which I kind of think he should be 21 or a little bit older, considering when he hangs out with the girls, he starts drinking and having a good time. To the point that when he gets back to the apartment, he doesn't do the appropriate signals, and Mao and Sosuke are about to take him out, which could have been a very bad thing. But all is good, and then he teases Sosuke like he was talking to her, they're talking about her and everything. Sosuke gets very serious. Mao kind of warns don't get close to them, which could also be a reflection of Sosuke because he's interested. You could say he might have feelings for her. Something about the normalcy about it strikes him. But unfortunately, the chit-chat being as the chit-chat, we have an intruder. Someone goes to sneaks into Chidori's level. They're being very sneaky. Now, it is not a major thing, but it is definitely a cause for concern. They do the appropriate action. Mal gets ready in the AS. Kurt is on the sniper, and Sosuke goes to apprehend the suspect. He obviously manages to do it, and they kind of he learns he's a student at the high school. It's actually Shinji. And Mao and Kurt are like, yeah, this is, once they figure out what's going on, I'm like, you look what it's in her hand. It's Chidori's white panties. You two need to get away. Unfortunately, Sosuke not realizing that how serious the matter is, because it's Shinji and everything, they start talking. They talk why Shinji needs the panties, because he's got photographs of asses. So that's why the kids want him to get Chidori. They talk a little bit more about her, like she's the best love, but no one can tame her because she does not interest anybody. And they're having a good old chat. Unfortunately, it leads to this scenario because Chidori was having a shower, hears the commotion, and he catches them with their panties in hand, brings out the bat, and starts going wailing at them. And it's amazing that none of them got as badly injured as they did. But unfortunately, this leads to her not being very happy with him the following day on their way to Okinawa. Now, while this happened, the explosion over at the Soviet Union happens, and the base exploded. Russia's no longer in part of the Whispered. And you would think that would be the end, but, we learned very quickly that Garon has the information, and it's safely to assume that someone else is interested in the research. And then at the end of the episode, we see him aboard the plane that the kids are on, and episode 4 is going to lead to our confrontation with Garon and Sosuke and the kidnapping of Chidori. So next episode should be an action-packed, fun adventure. It sounds all good and dandy. Overall, the episode was nice. It was a fun time. Some good comedy. I kind of like seeing Kurt a little bit drunk and just having a good old time. The panty moment was okay. I kind of wish Sosuke kind of realized like the bad news. Like maybe Mao and Kurt just like, if she catches you, she is going to beat your ass. That sort of thing. Because Sosuke is not, he doesn't understand these cues, whatever. But anyway, that's the end of the episode. A solid episode 3 in preparation for episode 4. With that, I'll see you guys next time for episode 4. We have a wonderful day, and hopefully something out of the PlayStation Direct interests you.